Welcome to my home. Come on in. This is one of my favorite places in the house. Here we have my John Nieto painting of the famous potter Maria Martinez and this baby grand piano. This actually is not mine because I don't know how to play the piano. Several years ago, my daughter and I surprised my husband with a baby grand for Christmas. It was the gift of a lifetime, he said. He even had to go take piano lessons because he felt like he better know how to play it. This is one of my favorite spaces because we get to relax and enjoy the music, the art, and the nice open space of our home. Our home is in the foothills of Tucson, Arizona. It's a mid-century modern home built in 1965. We've just spent the last 3 years renovating it. While living in it, I should mention, I am so glad that it's finished. I like to decorate my home in a way that the Danish call Huga, a concept that is credited with making them some of the happiest people on earth. Sounds like a good deal to me. This means super cozy. In fact, the Danes even use it as a verb. So, let's Huga. Yes, we're in my bathroom. I don't think of it as my bathroom. I think of it as a Hygge spa retreat full of all my favorite things, like containers, trays, baskets, candles, and artwork. It's a place where all the super cozy comes together. This is a piece of artwork that my brother made when he was in high school. It hung in my mom's house for years. My husband and I always schemed the great art heist and see how we could get a hold of it. Well, one year, my mom surprised me for my birthday with a scavenger hunt, and the last clue led me to the lady in blue. My house is full of artwork. I have 51 pieces of artwork on display right now in my home. I have a collection of artwork from friends, family, and various artists, local and otherwise, that I've made relationships with. I've also collected some pieces of artwork by people that aren't my friends, but I wish they were. This is where I keep my collection of Rose Cabot vases. If you've never heard of Rose Cabot, she worked for over 60 years in pottery here in Tucson, Arizona. She's kind of a local legend. She created these little tiny pots that she called feelies because not only do they physically feel good, but they make you feel good inside. I can't relax very well when the spaces around me are messy. That's definitely a me problem. However, I've had to come up with systems that'll help me so that I can contain all the mess in nice, organized ways. The essential elements of Huga surround things like togetherness, comfort, peacefulness, and warmth. Think a cozy chair in front of a fireplace with a blanket, a warm cup of coffee, and a few close friends, be it four-legged or two. It's all about creating a retreat from the long, dark, cold winters. Here in Tucson, it's all about a respite from the long, hot summers. When we purchased our fixer-upper home, the first thing we did was put a pool in. That might seem out of order considering how the inside of the house looked and felt. Yikes. However, we knew one of the most important spaces in our home was going to be our backyard. It's where we gather with our friends and family. It's where our daughter is growing up and making memories with her friends. It might have seemed out of order at the time, but we knew that we could have a home completely under construction, but as long as we had a place to gather with our friends and family, we'd get through it just fine. When we were renovating our kitchen, I really didn't want a counter full of all the devices, the things that beep and chime and distract you. So we decided to make a technology drawer where we charge all of our devices and put them away. I even made these little beds for our phone. Ridiculous? Yes, but it works great. Thanks for coming to see my home. Now get out of here. Welcome to my classroom, my home away from home. Come on in. It's important to put effort into my classroom because I think it sends the message to my students that if I'm willing to put the effort into this space where they create art, I'm willing to put the effort into them. Traditionally, when you design with Huga, you're encouraged to use natural and subdued colors, which is sound advice. It helps keep things calm and peaceful. However, I'm an art teacher. I'm basically obsessed with color. On my rainbow bookshelf, I have 25 red books, 12 orange, 15 yellow, 9 green, 45 blue books, 9 purple, 22 white, and 22 black. An art room is a special place. It's a little different than the rest, be it in your home, in your school, or in your community. So for me, it's really important that I always bring as many hues to the magic as possible. I want my students to feel safe in my classroom because art can be intimidating. One of the ways that I like to create a feeling of safety and groundedness is by using plants. I use real plants and murals of real plants. In my classroom, I have about 15 plants, and that number is ever growing, and one big mural of Vincent van Gogh's sunflowers. Thanks to my students, we made that a reality. The way I decided to organize the supplies in my classroom, the everyday supplies that students need, is to create a display that feels like a candy shop. I wanted jars full of sweet, delicious treats that would entice my students and excite them about what they might be making. I like this because it allows my students functionally to come and get what they want and go back to their seat. But it also creates a sense of wonder and excitement when they see the display of supplies like this with all the color and the texture and the possibility. I love to imagine my students reaching into a jar, grabbing a supply, and thinking what's going to come from that decision. When I'm teaching a lesson with more specific supplies like clay or acrylic paint, I have those stored away and I bring them out just for those lessons. However, this display is always here for my students. Thanks for coming. Now, get out of here. I gotta get back to work.